Here are 3 reasons why you are ready to start dating. See, this is the thing. A lot of times people are like, man, I don't know if I'm ready because I just got out of a relationship. How long is long enough? Or maybe I've never been in a really healthy relationship. I don't know if I'm ever ready, or maybe I'm not really meant for relationships. Or how do you know when you are at a place in your life that you're ready to start dating? That's what we're going to start getting into now. Number 1 is having your identity settled. You knowing who you are not, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, your talents, your abilities, your skills. You see, when you know who you are apart from anyone else, this positions you to not be codependent. This positions you to be your own person. So you're not one of those people that are like, hey, here's my other half. I would really encourage you not to get into that type of mindset, because you're not a half of anyone, you're a whole. You're bringing all that you are into that relationship, which means you got to bring your identity. You see, a lot of times people don't have their identity settled in themselves, so then all of a sudden they're getting their identity from their relationship, from their partner, or they're getting their identity from their career, or from, something that they're good at. So you need to have your identity settled apart from everyone and anything else before you get into a relationship. Number 2 is acceptance. You see, now that you know who you are and who you are not, apart from anyone and anything else, now you got to fully accept yourself. But if you don't fully know yourself, you can't fully accept something you don't really fully know, right? So now that you know all the good and the bad, now it's time to accept it. No more blaming, making excuses, or feeling guilt or shame about, the negative parts. It's just really accepting fully who you are. See, a lot of times people are walking around this guilt and this shame of things in the past, or they're holding on to this regret. And because of that, they bring it into their relationships. They project it because they haven't dealt with it. They haven't cleansed it inside. So they project it into the relationship. And of course, it's going to bring separation. Of course, it's not going to add value to that relationship because you're looking for that acceptance from them. So now that you fully know yourself, fully accept yourself, all the good and the bad, doesn't mean like you're just going to let the negative habits just like, I've accepted who I am. And if anybody's going to love me, they just got to accept me the way I am. And, if they can't take it, that just means, I'm too much for them. No. If you have some negative habits, some things that are not healthy, come on, face it. Be brutally honest with yourself and begin to deal with this. So it's not about just accepting those things like that, but not beating yourself up for those things either. And also accepting the good things. Those good characteristics that you have to build your self-confidence, to build your self-esteem, because you fully accepted yourself. You know what this does? Now this positions you to where you're not needing, right, the acceptance of your partner or the person that you're going to date or from anybody else. So this really puts you in a very powerful position when you don't need the acceptance of others because you fully accepted yourself. Now for the 3rd reason that shows that you're ready to start dating. Now that you know who you are, you have your identity settled and clear. You've accepted who you are, right? So you don't need the acceptance of anyone or anything else. You fully accepted yourself. Now what? I know myself. I've accepted myself. Now what do I do with myself? What is your purpose? See, a lot of times I hear people are like, Richard, I always hear people saying, purpose, but what the heck is that? Like, how do I find my purpose? So an easy way to find what your purpose is to see like those things that you're passionate about. Those things that make you come alive when you're doing it. Like when you're doing it, you're like, man, but the time went by so fast. And then somebody says in the background, time flies when you're having fun, right? When you're having a good time. So those are the things that you're passionate about, that you lose the time, that you love doing, that makes you come alive. When you use those hobbies to bring value into other people's lives consistently, now you found purpose. Now you're using those things that you're passionate about to bring value, and that is your purpose. So when you have these things settled, these 3 things settled apart from anyone and anything else, you know who you are, you've accepted who you are, and you know what your purpose is, now you're ready to be in a relationship. Why is it so important for you to have these 3 things settled apart from anyone else? This is why. You see, in relationships, there's 2 types of people. All relationships will be because of these 2 types of people. Number 1 is the powerless person. The powerless person is the one who blames, who makes excuses, who is looking for their partner to make them happy. Like they're looking for them to do that rather than them taking full responsibility for themselves, for their own habits, for their own, happiness. That's what the powerful person does. See, these 2 types of people can create 3 types of relationships. Think about it. If you have 2 powerless people together, 2 people who are looking like, you make me happy. No, you make me happy. Well, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna be like this. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's a toxic relationship. 2 powerless people together. Now, how about a powerful person with a powerless person? That's called a codependent relationship. When you have one person just kind of being the hero and the other one just, save me. That gets tiring and frustrating after a while as well. The ideal is to have two people who are powerful, who know who they are, who have their identity, who've accepted who they are, who have purpose. You see, that's what makes you to become a powerful person. Now, when you have two powerful people together, that is the ideal relationship that you want to be in. So know who you are, accept yourself, have purpose, go out there, be a powerful person, and enjoy those dates. Come on, go in there and build some relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you guys enjoyed it, if it brought some value to you, comment, tell me. If you have questions, ask. Otherwise, subscribe, put the notification thing, that way when you have more content coming up, you're the first to know. Other than that, I'm Richard Martinez. Thanks again.